Welcome back to Conducting Parkinson's Conversations. This is my first interview for 2026. Today I'm speaking with Joe Stemnock. Joe is a retired middle school English teacher and multi-instrumentalist who, upon his retirement in 2018, embarked on a songwriting and self-producing second career, which has produced more than 100 songs that are available on most streaming platforms. He goes by the professional name Stemmy when he's recording, and as a Parkinson's patient, he has really wonderful insights into the intersection between Parkinson's and music and the positive impact music has made in his life. Well, I am excited to have an opportunity to get to know you virtually here. I was inspired when I stumbled upon the article about you. I was really inspired by the comments you made about your relationship as a Parkinson's patient and the effect that your Parkinson's has, the relation it has with your music making. And so I'm really excited and inspired to have an opportunity to talk with you about your journey in Parkinson's and about your life as a musician and how those two intersect.
Thanks for having me.
So, okay, first of all, let's get some background. So you were a middle school English teacher for a long time.
I taught middle school English for 35 years.
Wow.
It's an acquired taste.
So you're teaching middle school. Now, when did you start your musical life?
Well, I really got interested in music from my brother when I was a kid. So I started playing guitar when I was about 12. And was in a couple of different iterations of groups throughout my adult years. And when I got my diagnosis in October of 2017, I decided if there was something that I wanted to try, I better do it now while I have the ability to do it. So I decided to do something I've always wanted to do, which is to write music. So I kind of got involved in that. So just kind of wandered into it.
You'd always had continued as a guitar player since being a kid, or
yeah,
or
I play multiple instruments. I play the bass, I play the guitar, I do keyboards, and there was a time when I could play drums, but I can't do that anymore.
So you always played in a band then?
Pretty much. I've been playing in a band since I was 20.
Now, mostly as a guitarist or bassist, or all of the above?
Mainly as a bassist.
So you said now your diagnosis came in 2017. When did you first start to feel like something was going on?
Looking back at it, it was probably 5 years before then. I had different, mainly fatigue and some muscle stiffness. And the story goes that when I was teaching, the hand I used, my right hand, which I used on my mouse, whenever I used my mouse, my pinky would vibrate and kind of move on its own. And the kids would say, are you nervous, Mr. Stemnock? And I said, no, I'm not nervous. They said, your hand's shaking. So I kind of put two and two together, and I self-diagnosed and then went to the neurologist, and he confirmed my diagnosis.
But over 5 years. So it was quite a long time.
That's really looking back on it now that I can see. I look back and it's more clear to me that I was experiencing symptoms. But I've been diagnosed for about 9 years now.
During that 5 years, did it progress from your pinky? I mean, at what point were you sure that you needed to see a neurologist?
I started to get more of a tremor in my entire arm. Though the tremor really isn't a large feature of my diagnosis or my Parkinson's, but I just knew it wasn't right.
So what other symptoms do you have? You're on the right side?
Yeah, I started on the right side. There's probably 30 different symptoms for Parkinson's. I mean, it's so complex, but I have probably 10 different types of things that I go through. Fatigue, muscle stiffness, pain, to some extent trouble sleeping, some anxiety, restlessness, some depression I've had to deal with. So I have kind of a mix of cognitive and physical problems. But I don't really have tremor too much, which I'm happy for.
Well, that's interesting. The tremor doesn't seem to be the major symptom that you're experiencing right now, but it was the first symptom that you.
It was an unusual tremor in my arm, but with medication, it pretty much disappeared. And
Yeah.
I've tried to stay physically fit and active, which I think has helped me control my tremor. So I still have
Yeah.
it from time to time.
So you have muscle CV like bradykinesia, slow moving. How or you?
Yeah, I'm without my meds, I'm pretty slow, and I have the Parkinson's. Most people with Parkinson's have cramping in their legs. At least I do, and that sometimes prohibits me from sleeping a
Yeah.
little bit. So it's a mixed bag. But overall, I feel pretty good that I'm in pretty good shape for being 9 years into this. So
Yeah.
um, I'm still getting up in the morning and getting at it.
Yeah. So I mean, but you're actually more than 9 years if you consider when you first started having symptoms.
Yeah, officially 9 years, and unofficially
Yeah.
probably 15.
Wow. So what meds are you on?
Um, the gold standard carbidopa.
Now you said you're exercising. What exercise program are you on? What do you do?
I ride the stationary bike about 40 minutes a day, lift weights. I walk with my wife 2 to 3 miles, try to walk daily. I probably walk and ride the bike an hour and a half a day.
And do you feel an immediate effect of the exercise, or is it just
Yeah, after I get over the pain and the exhaustion. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I think it helps my tremor, and I think it generally keeps me just healthier.
So let's talk about music. When I consider my own relationship with music and Parkinson's, I
Hmm.
s- I'm definitely aware of the limitations or the obstacles that Parkinson's presents to me as a musician, as a conductor, particularly. But I also am really aware and very interested in the opposite, in the positive effects that I have had in making music on my Parkinson's. And when I read the article about you, that really resonated with me, your comments about the positive impact that you felt music has made on Parkinson's. But let's talk first about the obstacles that Parkinson's presents you.
I have some stiffness in my hands, which makes it difficult to play the guitar. So, I'm probably 75% the player I was.
Now, do you use a pick when you play?
No, I don't,
Oh,
which is
really? Oh,
unusual. Yeah.
I can't imagine doing using my fingers on it. I
Well, I
never
think
played guitar.
this is one of the examples of music having a positive effect. I think the fact that I play probably 2 to 3 hours a day, maybe more, and despite the fact that I have Parkinson's, I'm playing better than I ever have. So I guess the constant movement and exercise keeps my hands in better shape than they would be without it. So I take a lot of pride in what I put out, and even if a small number of people enjoy it, it's good enough for me. So it's
Yeah.
I'm probably up in I'm in my studio right now, which is kind of a joke. It's not much of a studio, but this is the nerve center of STEMI right here. So I spend quite a bit of time up here writing and playing.
I'll put some links in so people can check out your music.
Yeah, well, I think some people might. I always say you might like it. You might like it, you might not. But I think that YouTube has been really my best way to expose my music to people. So
Are you still playing in a band now, or just it's all your own stuff?
no, I don't perform anymore. That would definitely be something I couldn't do. I wouldn't have the stamina to do that. But it's just me, and which is great because I don't have to listen to anybody tell me what to do, and I don't have to get. Bands are notorious for having their arguments, and really, I'm my own boss, so I do it the way I want.
All of your project, these independent projects that you're doing, all came after retirement.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd thing. I just decided to try something, and I had motivation. I guess in some ways Parkinson's has some positive aspects to it. It kind of motivated me to try to do this, which is something I wanted to do my whole life.
So you had the inspiration. I'm gonna. Was it to do an album or do it? I'm gonna write a song. What was?
I'm just
I'm
trying to write a
interested.
song. There is a craft to writing a good 3-minute pop song, so or rock song. So I've really learned over the years how to put a song together, but it took me a long time.
Wow. So what's your process?
I really start with the percussion first. I identify a drum track or make a drum track that I think is interesting. Then I usually design a riff around that. And that takes. Sometimes I come up with it immediately. Sometimes I work on it for weeks. So, and then I lay down the track, which takes. It's there are multiple tracks that take time, and then I usually write the lyrics last.
Now, how many songs have you produced?
Probably 110 songs that I have released, something like that.
Wow. And they're all on YouTube.
Yeah, they're on pretty much all the major streaming
Yeah.
platforms.
And you group your songs into albums, or are each one singles?
No, I only singles. I really I found that the streaming platforms really lend themselves to singles, and I feel like I can change. I don't have to kind of tie myself into making an album that's consistent with the concept. I can
Right.
just do singular songs that are interesting to me, and if I I just finished a reggae song which I thought wasn't going to be good, and it got a great response, and then I did another kind of a metal song that I thought people would not like, and they loved it. So it just depends how I feel.
That is like the greatest retirement activity I've ever heard of. I
It's
think,
a lot of
oh,
fun. It's I've really gotten much better as a musician because I play so much that I've had to learn different styles. So it's kind of been one of the good things aspects of Parkinson's is forced me to sit down and don't make excuses and make songs.
most of the attention of music and Parkinson's deals with the benefits, rhythmic benefits of music. Like, and it's interesting to me that your method of composition is very, starts with a groove, a rhythmic kind of based thing. But I'm interested if you've had any opportunity to have that sort of, as what I would call an aesthetic experience, where you just love a tune that or a melody that you came up with, and if there's been any impact on you, on your Parkinson's symptoms when you're really grooving and making the music, and do you perceive that as being the rhythmic element of the music that's giving you a benefit, or is it something else?
I think that there's something cognitively that happens when you're deeply engrossed in music that you're kind of able to rise above your condition, and I've noticed that, and I think the whole process of me writing music is cognitively beneficial because I think that the engagement that you have with music is unlike anything else, and I think you're using your brain in ways that are not I don't want to say natural, but not something that it's just part of your brain that is not engaged in everyday activities. So I know exactly what you're saying. I've had instances where I've gotten into music and played the things I didn't think I could play.
Such as,
I'll just have times where I'll be playing a particular part of a song, and we'll just play it much better and kind of despite how I feel, and it's just the engagement with the music that changes my mindset. So I think there's something happening cognitively. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I think that music has helped me cognitively to slow the progress of Parkinson's.
You're exercising 45 minutes a day and you're playing music 3 hours a day. Do you feel an equal sort of dopamine release when you're making music as you do with exercise, or is it something completely different, or how does that relate?
I think it's the exercise is more of a probably a physical benefit. I think the music is more of a cognitive benefit because it really. I think with Parkinson's, it's difficult for some people to keep their concentration on one thing, and I think music really forces you to have a kind of a clear cut A to B type goal and you have to follow the steps and you have to stay engaged and you have to pay attention, and it really I think trains your brain to think in a more linear way, which I think sometimes. Is a problem for people with Parkinson's.
When you produce or you record, and you have a product, you have a finished product that's from beginning to end, but you never actually do you actually play it all the way? You don't actually ever play it from beginning to end, do you?
I very rarely play the song from beginning to end. I mean, there are some songs I played certain parts of the song all the way through. But everything is done in bits and pieces and then put together. So once I release a song, I generally don't play it again. So and with not performing, I never really play the whole songs through.
Well, then I was going to ask you what are some of your favorite songs, but your what would be a favorite song would be the how you felt at the end of the process, not something that you've lived with since. But let me ask you, what are two or three of your favorites?
Well, right now, I like a song I did called "Restless Sunday," which is it's being featured on my YouTube page. But mainly, my next song I do is my favorite. I guess I'm always looking ahead. I don't really look back too often.
Has Parkinson's influenced any of your lyrics, or not? Or do you keep those sort of separate?
Yeah, no, it's definitely influenced my lyrics. I mean, my latest song is called "Wish It Away," which is about really has a. It's not all written about Parkinson's, but there are certain times I reference it. But generally, I let the listener figure out, take it as they want to take it. So, but yeah, I would say yes, it does. I'm just happy I have music. I mean, I feel very lucky to have it because I think it's really a great hobby in relationship to Parkinson's for me because it's very much a complex cognitive exercise that I think is helpful to keep me active and sentient. So I'm just very grateful to have music.
Fantastic. Well, I always ask everybody at the end the same question, and that is if or when you have the opportunity to speak with somebody that may have just received their diagnosis, what words of wisdom might you share with that person?
Life is not over. I mean, it is not over. I think a lot of times when you're first diagnosed, it's a shock, and I don't want to downplay that, but I think that it's easy for me to say because I've kind of acclimated to my diagnosis, but I'd like to tell them once you get over the shock that life is not over, and your attitude and your activity and energy in the way that you conduct your life will have a positive effect on your disease, and it's not the end of the world.
Well, thanks for sharing some time with me.
No, I'm
today.
glad.
I
I'm glad to be
appreciate
here.
it so much.
Thanks for inviting me. I think you're doing a great job with this. So